you ever feel like you spend so much time pouring into everybody else that you forget to pour back into yourself? A few years ago, I realised that I needed to intentionally create time and space to pour back into myself. And so I created something called Self-Care Sundays. And this became a really simple way for me to reset my mind each week. So, you know, life gets busy, right? We all have busy lives, you know, and we spend so much time pouring into like other people and other things. We have work, right? We have family, we have responsibilities. So much things going on day to day that it's easy to forget about ourselves. And sometimes we don't even realise how much we've neglected our own needs. So, bit of a backstory for you, okay? A few years ago, I was in therapy and I had homework one week, okay? So my homework was that I needed to find time during that week to intentionally create some time to pour back into myself. Not in a selfish way, because you know we often think it's selfish to do for us, and especially to do for us first before we do for anybody else. But it's not selfish, it's self-full. You have to redefine certain things. So yeah, that was my homework, and I chose a Sunday to do it, and it stuck. Okay, it stuck. Every Sunday I then made this happen, which is then why it then just became like my Self-Care Sunday ritual. But the whole thing behind it was resetting my nervous system. It was regulating, my nervous system. Resetting my brain and regulating my nervous system at the time. That is something that I was in deep need of. You know, I was living in survival. My nervous system was shattered. Like, I was in a dark space, guys. Do you know what I mean? But look at me now. Proof in the pudding. It works. Just saying. But, yeah. Self-Care Sundays, simply put, is a day or some time that you take to intentionally pour into you. And pour back into yourself. And it doesn't have to be a full day, you know. It just needs to be a small pocket of time. It can be an hour, you know. It's just a small pocket of time. So a small pocket of time where you're able to invest into yourself and pour back into yourself. So, you know, it could look something like you could do anything. There's no right or wrong with this. So, you know, you could go for an intentional walk. You know, that's something that I used to do quite a lot on a Sunday, was like go out into nature and make sure that, you know, I was being mindful on my walk and allowing my thoughts to pass and picking up certain thoughts and, you know, listening to the wind and the trees rustling against each other and little things like that. That makes me feel calm. That makes me feel at ease. So that's what Self-Care Sundays is all about, is regulating your nervous system and resetting your mind and taking that time to pour into you, right? Intentions. So yeah, you could journal, you know. Journal's a funny thing with me, because sometimes I'm in seasons where I journal a lot, and then other times I'm in seasons where I don't really journal that much. But I do find the benefits of journaling help so much, you know, getting your thoughts out, writing it down on paper. It's insightful, and also reading back like on your previous things that you've journaled about. It's really interesting to see like where your mindset was at and stuff. But anyway, I digress. You know, you could intentionally sit with a cup of tea or a cheeky chai, you know what I mean? Could read a chapter of a book that you've been wanting to read. You know, do a foot soak, draw out the toxins. Do you know what I'm saying? And if you are going to do a foot soak, I am digressing again, but if you're going to do a foot soak, get some ginger in there, get some Epsom salts in there, and get some apple cider vinegar in there. Make it intentional. The intention behind it is that you are purifying your body and drawing out any toxins that should not be in your body. you're gonna feel great afterwards. Try that, maybe you could try that. You know, it's just doing something that genuinely makes you feel calm and good. Okay, so that is, simply put, what self-care Sundays are. Okay, but I just need to make this crystal clear, okay? Because I know Sundays don't work for everyone. Okay, we all have busy lives. Some people have really busy households, do you know what I mean? They have children or really busy work schedules or whatever the case may be. So it doesn't have to be on a Sunday. The day doesn't matter. The intention does. It can be self-care any day. Any day that you can find some time to intentionally be with yourself and pour into yourself, make it that day. The key is the intention behind it. Okay, so for example, you could have a bath and you could just have a bath and be mindlessly scrolling on your phone, chilling, cool. Or you could have a bath and you could be intentionally relaxing and maybe doing some breath work and sitting with self, and you know, that's the intention of it. My intention is to relax. So it's the same activity, right? But the impacts and the effects that it will have on your brain are night and day. It's completely different. So it's not about the activity or the day. It's about the intention behind what it is that you're choosing to do. So why does it work? The reason why self-care Sundays work is because when you intentionally take time for yourself, you remind your brain that you matter too. And you know me, guys, I'm all about personal growth. You know, I'm all about growing. I'm all about movement. But it's, you know, really important to remember that you matter. Like, don't neglect yourself. Do you know what I mean? Don't sell yourself short. You're important. And it helps to regulate your nervous system, okay? Like I said, when this was birthed, when self-care Sundays were birthed, my nervous system was shattered, okay? I sit in front of you a completely different woman to the version of me who I was then. I've evolved, I've changed, but I took so much lessons from that time of life. And it also, you know, if you do it on a Sunday, or you could do it on any day, but for me, it's Sunday, and it just helps to reset your mind for the week ahead. So, yeah, self-care Sundays, guys, like I said, this is like my little baby. This is like a ritual for me. I've been doing it for so many years now, and I still do it now. This is something that I incorporate now still in my life. And I will do, like, I will continue to do. And anybody that knows me is very much aware of self-care Sundays, do you know what I mean? I preach it like there's no tomorrow, like, but also, like I said, you know, if I can't do it on a Sunday, if I need to switch it up, if I need to do a little switcheroo and do a self-care Saturday, okay, or even maybe a self-care Monday, got it, or self-care Friday, do you know what I mean? Like, any day. But if I need to switch it up, I will switch it up. But I will make sure that I create that pocket of time. I have that pocket of time to pour into me. So, yes. But yeah, again, you know me. I like to leave you with something. A little food for thought. A little something. But one thing I want you to remember is the way you take care of yourself teaches your mind what you're worth. Let that marinate. Let it marinate, guys. But challenge yourself this week. Take a small pocket of time and pour into you. Make it just for you in a self-full way. Create an intention behind it and do it for you and see what happens. And let me know in the comments. But guys, I am out. That is it for me today. I hope you are having an amazing weekend. Well, I hope you've had an amazing weekend. And also, I hope you have a really good week. Okay? As you know, good vibes are on the way from me to you. I'll see you in the next one.